Hi, I'm Amanda, and I should probably be reading, but today I'm talking about Halloween kids books. It is the end of October and it is spooky time. It is time for Halloween. I made another video that I mistakenly called a quick list of some non-Halloween books, so we're gonna kind of speed run this one to try to make sure it is actually a quick list. I have 3 categories of Halloween's kids books to talk to you about. It's gonna be short and sweet. Let's get to it. Our first category is Halloween books that are good for our littlest readers, our babies and toddlers, and our youngest preschoolers. These books all have very few words to keep with short attention spans and give a good introduction to Halloween vocabulary for our youngest kids just learning what spooky season is all about. Our first is Babies Love Halloween. These Babies Love books are very great. They're lift-to-flap books. They have these chunky flaps that lasted through both of my kids. I really recommend the whole line of these little cottage door press books. They are durable. They stand up to the abuse of kids wanting to pull them open. Very good line of little chunky board books with lift-to-flaps. A lot of times with flaps and things, it can be a little risky that the kids are gonna break them, but these books have held up through both my kids, and I love them. Babies Love Halloween is a book that gives you, like you see on the cover, some Halloween vocabulary. It has things like moon and pumpkin and just some very simple words that your kid might not hear outside of Halloween to get them in the Halloween spirit. Next, we have Llama Llama Trick or Treat. These tiny little board book Llama Llama books are really cute, but they're a little too short to recommend outside of the very, very young age range. There isn't much text, but this book does go through some of the standard Halloween rituals that we'll do with our kids, such as picking out a costume, picking out a pumpkin and carving it and going trick-or-treating. So it can be great with the little ones to kind of show them what to expect as they grow into those Halloween traditions. And then finally, for our very young readers, we have Dr. Seuss's Spooky Things. Thing 2 and Thing 1 are always a lot of fun. This book, again, very light on the text, but it has Thing 2 and Thing 1 dressed up in various costumes for Halloween of mostly pretty spooky things, but some non-traditional, non-spooky things as well to kind of show your kids the full range of what a Halloween costume can be. Again, light on the text, good for very small readers, just being introduced to new words. These 3 books are great for your youngest readers. Next, we have 3 Halloween books for slightly older readers. These are going to be your older preschoolers, and these books may go into your child during school age. They're favorites at our house. They're still enjoyed today, even by my 2nd grader. The first is another cottage door press with this Peek a Flap Boo. This book, again, has these chunky flaps that are really fun for the kids to open and close. But this one gives a bit more text and a bit more factoids about Halloween. For example, that the word were in werewolf means man, or where a lot of the pumpkins in the US are grown, and that candy corn was originally called chicken feed. So a lot of good little factoids as your kids are getting into Halloween, things they might not know about it, that now they want to learn more about this tradition. This one's great. Next is a book that would probably still be a hit with your little tiny ones, but I know my kids got more out of this the bigger they got, and that is Boo, a book of spooky surprises. This book is interactive. It goes through a bunch of Halloween characters as they try to figure out who is saying boo. I like to read it with my kids where the kid yells out boo, and then we say, spooky thing, was that you? Were you the one who hollered boo? And the kid goes, it wasn't me, until the very end when you find out who is in fact saying boo. It's a fun book. It's got these nice holes that are interesting for kids to look at and play with. And again, has lots of good Halloween words like witch and wizard, cat, owl, has some of those things that'll get your kids talking. And then finally, 10 Busy Brooms. This is another great book with a lot of Halloween vocabulary. It's a rhyming fun book about little witches who are flying around. Each one is being menaced by a different Halloween monster. Like here's one who is dealing with a ghost. Others are dealing with werewolves or goblins or this ogre. They have great colorful pictures. It's a good counting book, counting up 1 to 10. And the final witch is a little trick-or-treater who takes the other witches trick-or-treating. So it's a great fun one to see these witches kind of crossing over with the real world. And it's a strong counting book. So when you're trying to reinforce those great skills like numbers, this is a fun one at Halloween. And finally, I have some books that feature some of our favorite characters from TV shows and book series that we already collected, so these were easy pickups for us. We have a lot of Halloween books that feature different characters. I find them hit or miss. They always are when you're dealing with a licensed thing, but these are 4 that I thought worked very well. First of all, we have Happy Halloween, Daniel Tiger. The thing I like most about this book is that Katerina keeps changing her mind on what she wants to be, and in the end, decides to be a superhero firefighter ballerina mommy. And I love that she chooses this non-traditional costume and no one has any problem with it. It's a good way to show kids that they really can let their imaginations run wild and be anything they want on Halloween. Again, this book has flaps. They are a bit more flimsy than those cottage door press ones, so probably better suited to kids in that preschool range who can be a little bit more careful, but this one's really fun. Next, we have Little Blue Truck's Halloween. I love the rhyme in this one. It goes through animal sounds as well, so good reinforcement for your little ones as they are learning things. This one also has flaps as we talk about which animal is wearing the costumes. My kids love doing the animal parts as it goes through these different animals and what costumes they're wearing. The art is colorful and fun. It's just a good time. I really like all the Little Blue Truck books, so it's no surprise that the Halloween one is strong as well. Next, we have one that really surprised me, which is this Happy Halloween by Sesame Street. This book is a play on the poem The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. If you know that poem, you will recognize immediately how the text goes. I will read the very beginning to you so you can get a sense. Once upon a Halloween creepy, the Count was getting rather sleepy. While he nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at his castle door. Makes me want to say nevermore. So this one is just fun. It's a bunch of Sesame Street characters showing up at the Count with different costumes, and it's a little spooky and fun. Again, it has this fun rhythm and rhyme because it's based off of a very famous poem. I liked it a lot. And finally, my favorite Halloween book is Tiny T-Rex and the Tricks of Treating. All the Tiny T-Rex books are just tons of fun. I really like this one because it does go through all of the parts of trick-or-treating that can kind of help when you're trying to introduce your kids to what they'll be doing on Halloween. This can be a great one to read in the lead up to Halloween season as it goes through picking out a costume and what you need to bring with you. And what I love about this is the last trick-of-treating is that it's really great to share, which I think is just such a nice lesson on Halloween where we go and get a bunch of candy. It does bring it back to this nice idea that while it's great to get candy, it's also great to share it. The colors in this are great. The dinosaurs are fun. It uses fun words like grumbles and nombies for monsters, bubble chews and cocoa nugs to refer to different candies. Tiny is great. I love all the Tiny T-Rex books. And this holiday one is, again, one of my favorites. When my son was 2 and 3, it was really great to go through this with him in the lead up to Halloween. So he kind of knew what we were expecting, that we were going to dress up in costumes, go door to door and be given candy. Kind of gave him a good preview of what was to come. And it's just cute and fun. Love this one. It's a winner. So that's it. Those are 10 of my favorite Halloween books that I enjoy with my children, that our family enjoys. Let me know if you have any favorite Halloween books I didn't mention. I have another video up for books that are not explicitly Halloween themed, that are still spooky and fun and great Halloween vibes. So check that out if you're looking for more spooky kids book recommendations. Let me know if you enjoy any of these with your family or what your favorite Halloween books are. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe to tell YouTube you want to see more of me for some reason. And leave a comment down below about your family's favorite Halloween books. I'm always looking to add books to our collection, and Halloween is one of my favorite times of year. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Happy Halloween! All